Welcome to Blackpool. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've given myself a little challenge. It's a Sunday, which should be quiet, but it's also a bank holiday and the queue to get in was massive. So I'm going to attempt to ride everything in alphabetical order. Now obviously there are some rides I can't do. Ice Blast. Yeah, that's coming back. So if a ride is down, obviously I'm going to skip it. If it's closed for some technical difficulties, I may have to skip it and come back to it. But I will be doing these in alphabetical order, which means I can't avoid any queues. And if I get to the end, then I'm going to end up on Valhalla and very wet driving back up to Edinburgh. So before I start, drop a comment, let me know where you think I'm going to get to on this list. I will put times up so you can see how far through the day I am and whether you think I'm actually going to make it through this challenge. But yeah, let's go and get started on Alice. Ever get the feeling somebody's over your shoulder? That's Alice done, 10:15. Next up is Avatar Airbender. Let's see. And then it's Avalanche, which you want to do first thing anyway. Just curious if me doing these other rides first is going to cause it to have a queue. So I'm exhausted. If you haven't already, I'll put a link at the end of this to a video from yesterday where I was in Alton Towers trying to find the longest queues I possibly could. So I did a lot of walking and I'm tired. That's not going to help this challenge. Let's get on Airbender. Whew. Well, it's 10:35 and that is Airbender done, and now to go and do Avalanche, which will probably be one of the slower ones. That was surprisingly quick. Avalanche is usually quite slow. It's 10:51 and that is that one done. Time flies as well. I was chatting to a really nice family in the queue there, so Gary, if you're watching, shout out mate. Now we head over and do Backyardigans. I'm gonna feel really weird doing all the kiddie rides, but as I said, there's a few things shut, so I'm trying to make it a little more challenging. And involve a lot more walking. Yay! Alright, well that's Backyardigans done. Now to actually get on a proper ride and go and do Big Dipper. That was, it's now 10:58. So, I mean, I think if I include the Nickelodeon rides, there's 26, 27 rides. And I've done, what, 4 in an hour? Yeah, maybe. But then I've not really done any big rides. So, let's go over to Big Dipper and see what the queue's like on that one. Well, there's Big Dipper done. That's probably the smoothest that's been. I mean, it isn't smooth, but it was reasonably smooth. It's 11:19, so definitely that was the longest queue. And now I'm heading over to the big one, which also could be my next biggest queue. So, so far so good, but still loads and loads of rides ahead. So, wonder how far I'm gonna get. Well, that's a big one done, 11:56. I mean, I know they're retracking that, but it is not smooth. It is definitely not smooth. Right now I've got to go and be a big kid again and go over to Bikini Bottom Bus Tours. I mean, that's what it's called. Might not be doing Blue Flyer, there's about 10 members of staff there. That's coming up on my list, possibly after Bikini Bus. So, as I said earlier, if anything's down, I will skip it and try and get back to it later on. So, I have to say, it's a Sunday which is usually quiet, but my god, this place is busy. Which is making this a challenge for sure. Now to go and be another big kid. those restraints are not designed for a fat middle-aged man like me. 12:06, and that's that one done. Blue Flyer is supposed to be next. I don't know if it's actually open. If it's not, I'll be going over to Derby Racer and coming back. It is... Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. It is still closed. Okay, Derby Racer it is, and then I'll come back for this when it opens. Well, Derby Racer's done. 12:21. Did I say 12? It's 12:21. That was walk on, but then I forgot it takes forever to load the ride, and then it's a really long cycle. Now we're going to do Diego, Rainforest something, the balloons. Unless of course I get over there magically, Blue Flyer's back, but the app says it's not, so I'm not expecting it to be back. And possibly the number of people that were there, it may not come back today. Right, let's go do another kiddie ride. Turns out I spoke too soon, Blue Flyer is back. So, not the fastest coaster, and certainly not the most comfortable, again, for a grown man. I'm sure I'm getting some strange looks, but there you go. The things I do for you lot.
Are you ready? Yeah!
Well, 12:44 and that's big Blue Flyer done. The ride up was good fun, but made the queue go a little slower. So anyway, let's get on this Diego thing. I feel like a right plonker.
And you suddenly realise what a 100% 24 carat plonker he really is.
There you go, there's another one done, 12:50. Next up is the dodge jumps. That's a bit of a hit and miss one. That can, if it's quiet, you're fine. Doesn't have a lot of capacity, so if there's a queue, it's not a great one. Let's see what it's like when I get around there. Well, I got lucky there. The dodge jumps were a walk on, so 12:57, and that's another one done. Bloody uncomfortable though. Right, now to go over to Dora. This is absolutely the most inefficient way of doing the park possible. And after yesterday and Alton Towers doing the same thing, I am bloody knackered. Anyway, let's go and get on Dora. This is kind of odd. I noticed on Theme Park Worldwide's vlog at the start of the year, there was no onboard audio. And there's still no onboard audio. I mean, there's the theme tune around the ride. I have a funny feeling Nickelodeon Land is on its last legs. And the license is coming up. And it'll go back to being Beaver Creek or something along those lines. Do you want it to go back? Do you like Nickelodeon Land? Do you care? Let me know. I've got 2 more kiddie rides. And then I can actually be an adult. In fact, the next one is Eddie Stobart. I don't know if I can fit on Eddie Stobart. Anyway, it's 13:07. So I've still got 4 hours left to try and get around the rest of the rides. Not looking promising. In case anybody was wondering, a fat, overweight 43-year-old man does fit on Eddie Stobart. I am questioning my life choices. Oh dear. On a serious note, I am curious. Obviously Grand Prix isn't coming back. They've not yet said what they're doing with the area, but it intermingles with lots of things. So are they going to find something that also intermingles? Are they going to scrap kiddie rides like this? Curious to see when the park actually announces anything. Let me know below what you think they're going to do, or what you would like them to do, because it's a fairly sizable space, but you know, unless they get rid of Avalanche, they are going to have to work around stuff. Anyway, I'm going back to this thrilling ride. Oh dear. Right, 13:14, and I now just have to get on ferry, taxi, something, and then I can do some proper rides like Ghost Train. Deary, deary me. It's 13:27 and I can finally get back to a normal ride. One that people won't look at me stupid for. Let's go do the Ghost Train. I think that's meant to rotate. I do enjoy the Ghost Train. 13:47 and that's that one done, and now I'm going to go and break my back on Grand National. Oy, oy, oy. Maybe I should go back to Nickelodeon Land. Right, 14:03 and that's the National done. I don't know quite what's going on. That's both the National and Big Dipper. I don't want to say comfortable because, I mean, they're not. But I don't need to go visit a chiropractor, so now to go from one of the roughest rides to one of the smoothest. It's Icon. Been kind of waiting for this one all day. Normally I would have done this a lot sooner. This could have a queue, so let's see how long this one takes. Well, 14:25 and that's Icon done. I'm glad I got on some decent rides, although I'm about to go on Infusion, so maybe not a decent ride. I just think it was interesting that, I don't know if any of you remember, when Icon first launched, it didn't have seatbelts on it, and obviously it does now. Hyperia, with the same trains, they've got no seatbelts. I kind of wish that Blackpool didn't put them on, but they did. So, right, now to go and get a headache on Infusion. Oh, right, 14:41 and that's Infusion done. My annual trip on Infusion. That thing needs to go. You need neck muscles like the giant off Gladiators. It is bloody uncomfortable. Now that I've got some of the big ones and the upside downs out of the way, I'm going to get some food. So I'll put a clip in to just entertain you whilst I'm eating. See you in a bit.
One eternity later.
That was nice. I just tried the new chicken gyros, which is just at the tea cafe opposite Wallace. Really, really tasty. One problem with Pleasure Beach though is their service. It took forever. Like, it looks like they could only grill one of the wraps at a time, and like 2 people in front of me ordered gyros. So you're waiting 5 minutes for each gyros to come out. But it was tasty, so now we go and try and squeeze my ass on Krusty Krab and then stand in a queue for Nickelodeon Street. I've got just under 2 hours left. I don't think I'm going to get to the end of this, but I'm curious to see how far I get. So, let's see. Right, 15:13 and that's Krusty Krab done. That was a close call because the guy was like, I'm not sure if that's down far enough and if the light's going to come on. I'm like, basically you're telling me I'm fat. But it was fine, it's done, and now this looks like it's got a queue, so let's see how long this goes. Right, 15:33 and next street done. That actually was quite a small queue. Next one could be interesting though. Next one's the Pleasure Beach Express, which only runs once every 15 minutes. Interesting to see if I time this one nicely or not. Let's see. I'm guessing I just missed this. Well, this is new. I've never been on the Pleasure Beach Express going backwards. The guy forgot to stop at the hotel to let some guests off. So he's reversing. It's not got a reverse sound though. I would have thought it would be like beep, beep, beep. This isn't helping me get around all the rides. Well, that's certainly ate up some time. It's now 15:58. I've got an hour left. And I'm about to go and do Red Force. Red Force, Red Arrows, Sky Force. I don't even remember the name of the damn thing because I never do it. Because I've never managed to go upside down. Let's see if I can go upside down on it this time, eh? That'd be nice. Oh Jesus, right. It's 16:16 and I have done Red Arrows Sky Force. I did not go upside down, but I bloody tried. The guy in front of me managed it. Oh, they need to have little motors on there that you just press a button and it does it for you. Right, now to go and get on Revolution. And then, annoyingly, the next thing after Revolution is Rugrats. So I might be ending up wet after all. Right, 16:33, and there's Revolution done. Annoyingly, that means I've still got time for Rugrats. I mean, it should be River Caves, but River Caves is shut today. I'm gonna double check that because I don't really want to go on Rugrats. Please hold. Damn it, I was right, River Caves is shut. So, Rugrats it is. Guess who's having a soggy drive back up to Edinburgh? This guy! This is torture. This is like the slowest thing teasing because I know as soon as I come flying down that hill, I'm probably not going to be dry. We're just dragging it out. Well, that wasn't as bad as I expected. My jacket took the brunt of that and well, the rest of me's dry. It is now bang on 5 o'clock. I am going to see if I can sneak into Sir Hiram Maxim's flying machines. That's why it's now and not earlier, because I'm taking its real name, not just flying machines. So, I'm going to leg it over there and I'll let you know if I get on it or not. Yeah, unfortunately, it's shut. So, anyway, that I managed what, 24 rides today? Now, I didn't start this intending to do Nickelodeon Land, so I chucked that in last minute. And I've obviously done this in the most inefficient way possible. I'm actually quite impressed I've made it through 24 rides. I'm curious if you did put a guess at the start, how many of you got it right? I mean, there's no prizes, but anyway, this. Do we really think this is coming back? Amanda's determined, it's waiting on parts, and it will return. Sure, I believe her. Anyway, I said yesterday I was walking around like an idiot trying to find large queues, so if you haven't seen that video, I'll put it up here. I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad. See you in Flamingo Land.